Glayman sent away by Wiseman. And then Wiseman running the floor. Wiseman.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden State Warriors are sitting at the top of the league, and what must be frightening for teams like the Phoenix Suns is that the Warriors are going to get a 7-foot freak athlete back in just a few short weeks.
There is that counter.
Spins on Batum.
Sheesh. Guys, there have been talks on Reddit for trading James Wiseman for pieces like Myles Turner or Sabonis. But today, I'm going to address these and show y'all just why exactly the Warriors won't trade the 2020 number 2 overall pick. First off, if you've been watching the Warriors games this season, it's quite clear now that perhaps the only piece the Warriors are missing is a tall, strong center that can defend opposing bigs on the defensive end of the court and who can get easy buckets on the other end of the court. I mean, do y'all remember what Payton did when the Warriors matched up against the Suns?
The shot clock and the game clock. Payton springs. Payton now, coming off his 18-point game against the Clippers.
In the atmosphere, in Payton putting it on the deck.
Oh my goodness, guys. If the Warriors could get something like that, I'm sorry for the rest of the NBA, but it's over this year. In those 2 games, DeAndre Ayton put up 47 points. In the first game, Ayton shot 11 for 19 from the field, and in the second game, Ayton lived at the line with 11 free throw attempts. And y'all know what he did to get those points. If you don't, well, let me show you. This is Ayton right here. His instructions from Chris Paul were pretty clear, but here they are in case you missed it. Number 1, run to the basket. Number 2, when I pass you the ball, use your height to score.
Paul floats it in. Ayton able to pop.
I'm not an NBA scout, but I'm pretty sure James Wiseman is going to be more than capable of doing that this year. Anyway, back to the trade talks. Myles Turner and Sabonis would definitely fit in with the Warriors well. They're both 6'11 in height and know how to use it to their advantage. I mean, do y'all remember how Sabonis just bullied the Warriors all night in the post?
Comes Duarte underneath, beautiful lob that he had a few years ago. The defense actually...
Sheesh. That's pretty much the same instructions that CP3 gave Ayton. Run to the rim, catch the ball, then use your height to get the bucket. Myles Turner, on the other hand, went off for 40 points earlier this season against the Wizards.
Picks so he can get airspace to shoot the ball.
And look at the defense being played by Neto. Here's Turner.
Turner is averaging almost 13 points a game while shooting the 3 ball at about 36% and is leading the NBA in blocks at 2.9 a game. Either one of these guys on the Warriors roster would pretty much cement the Warriors for a championship this year. So, why aren't the Warriors pulling the trigger, you might ask? Well, the truth of the matter is, James Wiseman can probably do almost everything that these two can do as well, especially as he gets more playing minutes and finds his game.
Last year, losing Klay Thompson at the
Cut
end.
into that lead. Milwaukee played really well in the third. They hit some tough shots. So,
bucket of the night. Here's Wiseman if he plays them.
One of Wiseman's weaknesses from last season was his lack of frame. Coming straight out of high school, he was used to being the big guy on the floor, and he'd straight up dominate the competition with his size and strength. The NBA was an eye-opener for him, though. I mean, all of a sudden, in terms of strength, you go from one of the strongest high school players in the country to the NBA, where you're average at best in terms of strength.
Big third quarter for George, has 17 for the game. Zubats, it doesn't.
Well, over the offseason, I've read reports that Wiseman has gained about another 10 pounds of muscle. So, in terms of just pure physical muscle and weight, he should be about the same as Giannis at this point. And, I don't remember the last time somebody took advantage of this dude in the post.
Middleton inside, nice entry pass.
In addition, Nikola Jokic's old coach, Dejan Milojevic, has been training endlessly with Wiseman, especially on decision-making and footwork. So when Wiseman does make his return, I expect him to get easy buckets when he's under the rim, just like Jokic.
Yes, he does.
Jokic against Gallo.
So, if Wiseman can effectively do pick and rolls this season, if he can be the recipient of a lot of lob buckets, if he can use his newfound skills to get easy buckets under the rim, and if he can use his newly built frame and play tough defense against opposing bigs, Why in the world would the Warriors front office trade this guy? Steve Kerr, the head coach of the Warriors, recently said about Wiseman's game, "I've talked to him about it over the summer. While the playoffs were going on last year, we talked about different comparisons around the league, the way different centers played. Take a look at this game. Take a look at that game. These are some of the ways we're going to use you. Obviously, with our team and the shooting that we have, the clear area where we can make some improvements is with our vertical threat. So we'll put him in a lot of pick and roll, a lot of dive situations, and try to keep things pretty simple from there." And when Wiseman was asked what he thought of what Kerr said, he responded, "Just play my role to the best of my abilities and just do what got me here. Rebound, run the floor, block shots. That's what I'm good at. So that's what I'm going to do. What you're going to see from me out there is really just me playing my role, getting buckets, and just being a great teammate, having fun." And when Wiseman was asked what's going to be different this season from last season, he responded, "A better me for sure. I'd say I'll come in more polished. I've still got a lot of stuff to learn. I'm still immature in terms of the game, but I'm still learning." It seems to me that from every angle I look, trading Wiseman would be a bad move. In addition, if they were to trade Wiseman in a package, other pieces would have to be traded as well to make the salaries match. I mean, either Moody and Lee or Looney and Lee would also probably have to go as well, which would affect the dynamics and depth of the bench. Anyway, moving on here. Another reason why the Warriors ain't gonna trade Wiseman is because he has the chance to become the future of the franchise. Curry, Klay, and Draymond aren't getting any younger, we all know that. So, as they age, the front office is going to have to change the dynamics of the team in order to continue being championship contenders. Wiseman has been Klay Thompson's rehab buddy this season so far, and Klay's taken Wiseman under his wing. Recently, Klay passed him over a book called Young, Black, Rich, and Famous by Dr. Todd Boyd, which talks about cultural changes around basketball and hip-hop. And then Klay also said about Wiseman, "It's such an empowering read, and James is such a great listener. I just want to help him further his education. The guys are so talented, they just get to skip university now. And you got to realize that you still got to grow as a person. I think exercising our mind is just as important as your body." I try to tell him that. He's a great listener, and the future's so bright for James. I can't wait to play with him. We haven't had a center like him in a long time who can run the floor and stretch the spacing vertically. He is the future of our franchise, along with JK and Moses. One day, we'll hand them the keys. Man, it's really going to be a gong show in the Bay Area once James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga develop just a bit. These two are both extremely physically gifted, and I feel like the Bay Area is going to switch from Splash City to Smash City.
Kuminga's going to get this last look.
Uh-oh.
Top of the arc. Crossover. And you trust probably his basketball IQ. He's got 3 fouls.
Steph and Klay are known throughout the world as the Splash Brothers, but give it about a year or two, I feel like someone is going to coin the term #SmashBrothers for Wiseman and JK. Anyway, I want to switch the topic now to another stud in the Warriors lineup, GP2 Gary Payton II, aka Young Glove. If you haven't seen him play yet, hey, you're missing out. The dude has been everything the Warriors need and more. What do I mean? Well, you can check it out right here. I made this video detailing exactly why the Young Glove has been so good for the Warriors. And trust me when I say you don't want to miss this, guys. Anyway, click the video, watch it, enjoy it, and like always, I'll see you on the other side.